But this tree is massive, dude.
We're actually gonna build some patches to fill in these parts. A rust spot that somehow I didn't notice to begin with. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coop's House. So we're super excited. We're back in the shop today. We're actually working on our Squarebody build. As you guys know, we've had a whole bunch of stuff going on. We've been super busy, so we really haven't been putting a whole lot of time into this thing. But finally, we're getting back to everything we're supposed to be doing and things we want to be doing. So we're actually back in the shop today, and as you guys know, we left off, we were working on the Squarebody bed, getting ready to actually start body work on that and all of that good stuff. So we cut it for the dually fenders, got all those fitted up. So we've actually got one of those dropped off with a friend of ours who is really good with fiberglass, much better than we are, and we didn't know how to fix it, and it was cracked and all that. So he's got that, but we're actually gonna get in here, we're gonna get started on body work, get this thing sanded down and all of that so we can start getting ready to get this thing painted and get the body completely assembled. It's been a long time coming, and I feel like this build has taken way longer than it needed to, but we're actually fixing to start really making some progress on this thing and hopefully get this thing wrapped up. So it's a big day today. We also have some friends coming over, we're gonna grill out. So we're gonna go and pick up some food, we're gonna get back, and we're gonna get to work on our Squarebody. Let's go. So apparently the weather got pretty bad at some point during the night last night, blew a tree over across the road, so the dirt road here is completely inaccessible or whatever. But this tree is massive, dude.
It looks like we're in Jurassic Park, bro.
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking, to be honest. Look at that.
I think, dude, that's like 25 feet in the air.
It is huge, bro.
Oh, let me get in there. It is nuts how it just pulled straight up from the ground, like the top of the ground. Look at the root system.
Bro, this thing, it took down like 4
What you think?
I don't know, it's a big one. It's gonna take some time to clear that one out of the road. It fell across the fence, across the road and everything, and it's a mess.
Big mess.
Dude, it's like I got my own personal rock wall or something. I hope there's no snakes in here. Oh. Oh. That's a bad idea. I'm getting down.
No.
Are you ready? I hate you so much. Anyways, alright. Alrighty guys, so it's actually been a couple of days since we were in the shop last. I had to go to work the next day, so we took a couple of days. And then when we got in here this morning, we actually were a little bit delayed because we had some pretty severe weather last night. There were trees down everywhere and all that stuff. So we actually had to go and get the roadway cleared so people could actually pass through, because they've been coming around my house, across the neighbors, and then back onto the road to get around the trees. So we had to get that cleared up so that they could actually just take the road. But anyways, so we're finally in here and we got these dually fenders fitted. This is the dually fender we had actually dropped off with a friend of ours that needed some fiberglass work, because in all honesty, when it comes to fiberglass, we have no idea what we're doing. We've done body work and all that, but we have never done any sort of fiberglass work. So we appreciate him taking care of that and getting all that squared away, because this thing was cracked up pretty bad. So we're all good there now. So it's fitted on here. On the other side of the bed, we actually went ahead and got the other dually fender fitted. We kind of struggled with that just a little bit because the holes didn't want to line up, and then whenever we cut the template out of the other bed to use, a lot of those holes were actually rotted out, rusted out, so we didn't actually have those to reference, so we kind of had to make it up as we went. But anyways, finally got that fitted over here, so that's looking pretty decent. We still have a little bit of fitting to do to actually get it to line up like it's supposed to, so that's going to take a little bit of time, but we are getting really, really close. And also, if you guys remember, before I went to work, I actually got out here, put a little bit of rust treatment on these fenders, because whenever I had sanded those down a long time ago, I let them sit, and then they got some surface rust on them that needed to be taken care of before it turned into anything else. So I put that OSPO on there, and within just a little bit, it actually started turning this stuff black and neutralizing that surface rust. So it's been sitting for a few days, so all that stuff should be good and taken care of now. So all they'll have to do is be hit with some sandpaper so we can continue the body work and hopefully get these things in primer very soon. Same with the bed. We still have to sand the driver's side of the bed and then do all of the body work on there, and then we can get that in primer as well. So we're making some pretty good progress toward actually getting the bed or the body of the truck put back together. So super exciting. So the next thing we're going to do is actually break out the sander, put some sandpaper on these fenders, and get ready for primer. Alright guys, so it's actually been a few days, but we're back in the shop and we're still working on the body parts for the Squarebody, so the fenders and the bed and all of that good stuff. So got over here, we finished drilling out the holes, got all of that fitted like we needed to, and then we started sanding on this thing, and my sander came apart. So actually my paper won't stick to this thing anymore, so that kind of puts us at a little bit of a standstill, but not too bad. So we got those fenders, they're pretty much ready for primer. There's a couple little spots that I want to do some body work on before we actually prime those things, so we're going to do that today. But we're almost at a standstill in here. There's some spots we know that we actually have to do a little bit of body work, but there is actually some other work that we're going to do to this too. So Hunter came up with the idea, we're actually going to build some patches to fill in these parts here on the bed top, or the bed sides, bed rails, whatever you want to call them. So we're actually going to build those and then get those welded in there. So we're not going to do too terribly much body work on this thing at the moment till we get that done, because all of that's going to have to be body worked over and all of that good stuff. So there's a couple little things we'll skim on here just to kind of stay ahead just a little bit. But anyways, we're going to mix up a little bit of body filler, get it on the fenders, and we're going to get ready to spray a little bit of primer. Alrighty guys, so we're back in the shop this morning. It's actually the next day. So you guys know yesterday we actually went ahead, we got our fenders primed because those things have been bare metal for a very long time. And after we did the rust treatment, we just didn't really want to give them the opportunity to rust up again. So we just went ahead and shot those with primer. So we're back out here this morning. We're back working on the truck bed. So we actually got the part in earlier so we could actually fix our DA sander. We got that fixed. Finished up sanding the bed. We started looking this thing over because we were pretty much ready to start body work. We noticed one little spot of rust that we're actually going to have to address. We're going to go ahead and get that fixed so we can do body work over that as well while we do body work on the bed itself. So next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and drag the welder over here, drag the grinder over here, get all that cut out, get a piece built, get it put in there, and then we're going to move forward getting body work, getting this thing ready for primer so that we're that much closer to paint. But anyways, we've got a lot of work to do in order to make this video happen pretty soon. So anyways, we're not going to waste a whole lot of time. We got to get this knocked out right now. Alrighty guys, so it is getting late afternoon. We've actually put quite a bit of time into this thing. So we went ahead and we got this patch, got some buddy filler over it. Over the rest of the bed, we actually got everything sanded and got it skim coated best we could remember where all the low spots were. So we made quite a bit of progress on this. It's not as far as we wanted to get, but it is what it is. We went ahead and sanded down these dually fenders as well because there were some issues in those that we were aware of. So we went ahead and got those skim coated as well. So we're actually getting really close to priming this bed, and guide coating and blocking everything, which will get us really close to paint. So we're super excited to get to this point. This is a day we've been waiting for a very long time, but at least we're here now. So anyway, we have some company coming over, so we promised them that we would grill steaks tonight, so we need to make a trip to the store to get steaks and all of the good stuff to go with that. But anyways, we're gonna call it in the shop today, and we're fixing to go grill some steaks so we can eat. guys, so it's been several days since we started working on this. We were actually hoping to move this thing into the paint booth and get it primed a few days ago. Then we started thinking about it and remembered we still had these pieces up here on top that we had to build and weld in and all that good stuff. So anyways, we finally got all the body work actually roughed in as best we can. So now we're pretty much to the point we've got to get some primer on this thing so we can shoot it with a guide coat, block it out, figure out where all of our spots are so we can block that out, get the body work finished, and then get this thing painted finally so we can put it on the truck. But anyways, that being said, we've got to figure out how we can get this thing up a little bit higher because we got to figure out how to move it. It's just the two of us and we can't carry it by ourselves. So we're going to try to figure out how we can get it up off the ground, get it on the trailer, and hopefully back it into the paint booth. So, not sure how this is going to work. We're going to give it a shot anyway. Here we go. Alrighty guys, so it is the next day, but we did get the bed in the paint booth yesterday afternoon. I'll be completely honest. After we finally got it in here, we were both pretty exhausted, so we didn't mess with it anymore after that. Basically, we just backed it in here. We were like, hey, we're going to call it a day. We'll get back out here tomorrow. So anyway, I'm back, and Hunter's not here today. He's actually back at work at his full-time job. But anyway, I figured I would jump out here, try to get this thing primed today so we at least have this milestone done for this video because this is something we've been working toward for a while, and it's just taken a whole bunch of time to get here. So anyways, we got the dually fenders in here. You guys see the front fenders. We actually primed those a little bit back. But anyways, we have the bed and the dually fenders in here. So we're about to mix up some 2K primer and get this thing shot. And that way we're ready to actually guide coat and block this thing out. So anyway, big milestone. Glad to be here. Let's get this done. Alrighty guys, so we finally got the square body bed and those dually fenders sprayed with a couple of coats of 2K primer. So we sprayed everything super wet. So that should give us a really nice coat of primer to be able to block out and sand. So that way we can kind of figure out where all of our low spots are in the bodywork. There are a couple of issues, a couple of things on these dually fenders that I noticed with the naked eye, like where the fiberglass repair was. So there's actually some issues there still. And on the top, but nothing that guide coat, blocking, and figuring out where those problems are. There's also a problem on the bed I want to show you guys really quick. So I don't know if y'all remember, but we actually did some work along the bottom side here. I actually forgot all about that. Didn't do body filler, but I did notice that right there's actually a rust spot that somehow I didn't notice to begin with. So that'll actually be cut out and replaced. But other than that, the bed is actually not terrible. There's still a little bit of stuff right on the top, and I can actually see that sort of. But again, we're going to guide coat and block this and then do a little more body work on it so this thing's going to be perfectly straight. Anyways, guys, we're going to call that the end of this episode for this week, and we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're really looking forward to the next one because it's going to be a big one. This is a huge milestone we've been trying to get to for a very long time. So super excited to get this thing painted, finally get it on the truck and start seeing that thing actually put together. But guys, we appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Make sure you guys like this video, talk to us in the comments, subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications so you know when we post, because we do have a lot more videos coming up with this truck, as well as a lot more builds coming up in the future. But again, we appreciate you guys, appreciate all the support. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.